What's up, everybody? So I want to have a casual conversation about sanctioning fees. So it appears like sanctioning fees, it always comes up. It always becomes a hot topic at certain points. I mean, there was one time back in 2011, I was happening to be just looking at a couple things when I was thinking about this topic, and I looked back and I found this post from a thread back in 2011 where somebody was fed up. It was about the Mayweather versus Mosley contest, where Mayweather said, you know, no thanks to the WBA, I don't want to pay your sanctioning fees, so Mosley would keep the belt, even though, as we know, Mayweather beat Mosley after that exciting second round where Mosley almost knocked him down. But Mayweather won the fight. He didn't get the belt. Mosley kept the belt. But aside from that, Mayweather kept his $675,000 from his $22 million that he made on that night. So that's always been, so this post came out in a response to that. They want no fees from fighters, right? And here we are today. We're about another big welterweight fight, coincidentally, with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. And Errol Spence comes out and he says this.
Guys, making $50 million, and these belts getting 3% of that. Where's it going to? How's it helping the fighters out? What are they doing with it?
Hell yeah.
Dan Canobio ended up posting it on his Twitter account, and Mauricio Suleiman, he actually quote tweeted his own tweet, and he wanted to engage all the sanctioning bodies, which I appreciate. Dan Canobio is a respected name in the media, so I appreciated him doing that, even though I know a lot of us feel the same way. He deserves answers. As a champion, he deserves answers. And respect to Mauricio Suleiman, because he did respond, and he said the WBC can certainly explain what the fees that the fighters pay are used for. Now, I didn't see really anything from the WBO or I believe the WBO. I think there was a video. There was a video that the WBO came out with explaining how they use sanctioning fees. Now, that 4-minute video doesn't tell you in words exactly everything that they spend the sanctioning fees on, but you see that they're using it for amateur programs. They're trying to help build gyms and sanctuaries for kids and even young adults that maybe don't have an avenue, a way to get out of the situations that they're in, or that maybe just have an interest in boxing. And this gives them a chance to get into it because they don't have any facilities. I know when I was younger, there was like no facilities. Even when we moved to another state, there was like nothing. There was literally nothing. And then when I looked up, I was looking through the phone book. Yeah, back when there's a phone book. I was looking in the phone book trying to find, oh, here's one. And I found one, drove to the location, and nothing was in it. When I say nothing was in it, nobody was there. It was shut down completely shut down. So either way, I say that to say this, that they are doing something with these sanctioning fees. Do we know how much of the money is going towards everything that they're showing us in video or everything that they're stating on paper? We don't, but that's for the WBO. I want to go through each one, at least from what I found. I found the video for the WBO, which you should be seeing here in the background. And then I'm going to also show you, or I'm going to tell you, I should say, what the WBC has said about this. Saw a Boxing Scene article where Mauricio Suleiman has some things to say about it. And I'll talk about the IBF. And then I'll show you also about the sanctioning fees itself. So I think this is just a good conversation to have and to see, so people don't say, oh, they're just robbing fighters. Things are being done with this money. But it's up to the fighters, I think, and especially their management, just to make sure where is this money going and explain to these fighters so that way they're aware. So I want to read you something from this article. So the WBC, and this is Mauricio Suleiman that was quoted in this article, says, we are an organization that has invested millions in the medical studies that has changed the course of the sport to make it safer for boxers. We have to help fighters after their retirement with funds. We are an organization that has an amateur committee. We have offices in Mexico and other countries like the US. We have a lot of committees in which we work day to day for the good of boxing. We have employees also. We have 50 in Mexico from doctors, ring officials, legal counsel, the WBC Cares program that does a lot of social work. So that's another statement, just trying to give you a little insight into where the sanctioning fees are going. And then we go to the IBF. So what the IBF has is what they call a Special Assistance to Retired Boxers Fund. And it even says within here that they use this fund is where sanctioning fees do go to this fund. And this fund is to aid former fighters in need during difficult financial times. And it pays for basic necessities such as rent, groceries, utilities. They expanded it in 1995 to include scholarships, and it became the SARB/Educational Fund. This fund money is also used for donations to community organizations, including gyms, amateur athletic unions, and to national AAU, churches, youth programs, homes for temporarily displaced children, and anti-drug programs throughout the world. So you can see the IBF, the WBC, the WBO. I couldn't find anything in particular about the WBA, but they are using these to reach back into the communities. Now, do we have enough information? Is that enough information for you as a fan? For me as a fan, I don't need the itemized breakdown of where all this stuff is going. If I'm a fighter, I definitely want to know exactly where this money is going to, because you're contributing. You're directly contributing to these youth programs. You're directly contributing to helping out fighters that came before you. You're directly contributing to these educational funds. So it's important for you to know, okay, did all my money go to the educational fund? Did it go to help this retired fighter? Did my money go to this amateur athletic union? So these are the things that you definitely want to know as a fighter. But for me as a fan, as long as if I see that this money is going towards what I believe something is good, I only know what they're telling us, what they're showing us. So I'm good with that. And I wanted to give you guys just a look. This is the IBF's purse. So this is like what the fighters will have to pay depending on the type of fight. Like if you're at 160 pounds, if you're 105 pounds. And then of course, if you're a belt holder, if you're defending 2 titles, then it's 3%. If you're defending 3 or more titles, then it's 2%, at least for the IBF. So I don't know what it is for the WBC and WA, but I just wanted to show you this so you have a little snapshot on what it looks like, what these fees, how much they're charging. And it goes down to even when you're talking about amateur fights, promoters have to pay. So there's a lot of funds that are going out. And even with all these funds that are going out, something that I didn't know that I saw was fighters' sanction fees are capped at $200,000. You imagine for one fight if you had to pay $200,000? Now, when did that cap come into play? Because they were talking about how much Mayweather would have to, but that wasn't for the IBF. So that's another thing. But that's all I really wanted to cover in this one. You know, I do feel like these sanctioning bodies need to be as clear as possible. So if you as a fan are wondering, I hope this at least gives you a direction. Go check out the WBC site. Go check out the WBA. I didn't find much on the WBA, but I'm saying go to these sanctioning bodies sites and see what you can find. That's all I did. I searched the site, I saw what I saw, and I'm bringing it to you. So hopefully you can get a little more knowledge on it. And either it's enough or it's not. But is it enough to you? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. And I also want to just express that this is enough for me. In my opinion, this is enough for me. I believe the fighters need more. I definitely think that the availability of the information needs to improve. But as a fan, this is enough. This is enough for me. That's all I got for this one. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.